Members of the Islamic Movement in Nigeria, popularly called Shiite, yesterday attended a Christmas church service at a Church of the Advent Samaru Zaria. Speaking in an interview with the newsman shortly after the service, the leader of the team, Professor Isa Hassan, said the essence of attending the service was to promote love, tolerance, and understanding among Nigerians. The service was conducted at Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Diocese of Zaria, Church of Advent, Samaru, Kaduna State. Hassan appealed to other Nigerians, whether Muslim, Christians, or traditionalists, to shun all forms of hatred, saying that religion was not all about hate, but a means of bonding people together.
Yeah, this is a welcome development. It's even symbolic because we have a lot of controversy with some of the celebrations that we do.
Mm.
For example, you even see some Christians who say that they do not celebrate Christmas, and you see some Muslims who say they do not celebrate this for some reason and give all sorts of reasons. But what people do not know is that there are many international days that we celebrate.
We celebrate
We have the Mother's Day by the United Nations. I do not think
Workers'
our
Day.
mothers were born on that day.
Exactly.
We have Workers' Day. I do not think workers were born on the day we are celebrating, but a day was dedicated
To
for to
celebrate
celebrate them.
them.
So it means that if you are workers, or you share in the plight of workers, or you enjoy the services from workers, or anything, you should join them in that celebration or wish them well in the celebration. So the same thing applies to some of the days we celebrate, like Christmas. People need to celebrate Christmas. People need to wish people celebrating Christmas well. People need to share in their joy and happiness. And I'm happy that an Islamic organization like Shiite is going to the church to celebrate Christmas with the Christians. And that sends a message that religion does not have to be competition. It can be collaboration in different ways. And I will also want to thank the Shiite leadership for taking that as a symbolic message, because a lot of people had actually thought that Shiite is such a radical
That's what
organization.
I wanted to say.
They
That
thought
about
that
simply the
Shiite,
fact that
yes, they
that's what
thought
people
that
know them
Shiite, but
for,
but
not being
Shiite,
peaceful.
yeah, but Shiite is showing that they are peaceful. They want love. They want collaboration. They want. This is the message that we should be preaching at this time. So I also want to urge each and every one of us listening that we can also take a cue from Shiite, that because we celebrate with those celebrating does not necessarily make us part of them, but it makes us friends. It makes us collaborators. It brings us together. When you celebrate with them, they celebrate with you. We bridge the gap that had been existing. We bridge the gap that had been created by a series of misinterpretation or by activities of some radical organizations. So Shiite is leading the way in that way, and I appreciate their leadership. And I also appreciate the leadership of the church that allow
For
Shiite
allowing them
to
to
come in, because some church will say, oh no, since you're not Christian, you should not
and
be
even
in the
apart
church.
from that, knowing fully well what Shiites attempt to be.
Yes, the thing is, Shiite, is, as a result of this political issue and the clamp down on Shiite, that has sent different messages out to people. But the real Shiite that I had known too, I used to know them to be very, you know, peaceful in terms of their daily conduct. But they have this very strong ideology towards their own belief. So people who don't compromise their beliefs, they sometimes seem to be radical. But the Shiites, from their understanding, they are not really radical to people or in their daily conduct of life. They just want to be preserved their own purity in their own thought. And in Islam, they are more like a minority group. They feel like the larger group wants to suppress them, and as a result of that, they form themselves into a very small cluster, then guide and protect themselves so well with strong ideology. So it's not as if they are like this violent kind of people, you understand. Although I know that there are some of them, you know, just like just might be very unnecessarily harsh, and but generally the Shiite that I also know are this kind of Shiite people who would want to extend a hand of fellowship to people, at least on a secular basis. But when it comes to their religion, they protect it so seriously. So, but you know, the life is all about partnership, and now the Shiite is extending, they are redefining themselves to the people to say that this is who we are. We want peace, we want love, we want collaboration, we want harmony, and that's exactly what we all should also be joining them in pursuing. So I think this is a welcome development, and I think more and more of such should be encouraged.
All right, I know that we'll be opening the studios and so that our listeners out there can call in and make their contribution.